I'm doing Accounting 202. It's Managerial Accounting. That's my course. And it's a follow-up course to Accounting 201, which is Financial Accounting. And the first thing that we pick up in Accounting 202 is the last financial statement. There's actually 4 financial statements, but we pick up the statement of cash flow as the starter piece in Accounting 202. And sometimes it's challenging for students. So I thought that would be a good project for this authentic online learning thing that we're doing here. And I framed it, per se, as a new hire to an accounting firm. So if you're the student, you're in a situation where you're coming into an accounting firm. And has anyone had accounting firm experience? Okay. Well, you get thrown into an accounting firm and you're kind of running, hitting the ground running, spinning your wheels. And they'll throw you on things that are challenging. And the way I set this up is you go into the accounting firm, you're a new grad, and you go into the partner's office. Now, this partner's probably been there 25, 30 years. He's an owner in the company. He says, well, I have a problem because I have a bunch of new hires that can't put a statement of cash flow together. So this is a priority for the company all of a sudden, in my scenario. And he says, okay, you go out with your team and you come up with a training system. Put this training system together that will assure that new hires that come into my company can do a simple cash flow statement, can put it together. Okay, so there's a couple methods of doing a cash flow statement. I chose the indirect method. It's the easiest, and it requires you to pull on other financial statements to put it together. So meeting this checklist, number one, it is a real world situation. This could happen, okay? And what makes it authentic is they're actually going to come up with a training program on their own. Okay, I don't really give a whole lot of guidance, although the coursework, the problems, and the text material that we work on should prepare them to come up with the steps involved in putting this training program together. Okay, and one of the things that they will do in the whole task is they'll go out and they'll make a contact with a real world accountant. Okay, so they're part of their chores or their steps in this whole thing is to find a real world accountant. And pretty much like what we're doing here, at the end they're going to have a presentation where they show their training program. They're going to show it off, and one of the people that they invite is this real world accountant. Okay, I'm kind of bouncing around on the list here, but let's see. It will be collaborative. They will be in groups, and they will be reflecting with each other. The other thing they're going to do is they're going to schedule regular meetings with me, okay, or with the instructor, whoever picks this up, to check in, to see where they're at as they move along. Okay. So that's an opportunity to actually reflect, and I can kind of get them back on track without trying to be as vague as I can, but trying to move them back on track. Okay. Let's see. Now, in my scenario, the partner actually mentions that they have unlimited access to resources. That needs to be within reason. Okay, I'd like to get a nice polished product, but it doesn't necessarily have to go all the way to the point where it needs to be glossy paged and that type of thing. I mean, there are student cost restraints, but it can be presented in person as we're doing here. It could be done online. I'm running out of time. Okay, it could be done online, teleconference. It's up to their choosing as to the means that they want to present this project, the means they want to use to present it. Greg's helping me out here. Maybe the rubric. Okay, and I didn't want to have I like the points. I didn't want to have a situation where it was meets, exceeds, or doesn't meet. So we went with points. This is kind of the way I run my classes. There's a whole bunch of points out there to go get, and it's up to you to go get them. Okay, so we have different areas here. What we're really looking at is the effectiveness and the efficiency of the training program. See, in the real world, we have to get these people ready to do the job quickly. So that's where the efficiency of the training program comes in. Effectiveness, that's the skill. So they're able to put this statement of cash flow together within budget. And when I say budget, that means you get thrown on a job, much like a contractor, you got to get this thing done within the time we allot. Okay, so those were the real key areas that I was focused on. Other areas included the professionalism of the presentation, of the actual training program, and whether they use technology or not. Okay. Let me get the. So this thing culminates in a presentation at the end. They're going to present this training program, and the way I was headed is I kind of wanted it to be like almost like a sales pitch. Okay, they put this program together, and now they're going to sell it to the firm. Okay, is this something the firm would want to buy to use on their new hires to train them to do cash flow statements? So ultimately, that's what I was headed for.